Hey sippers, thank you for joining us for Cocktails and Conversations with the Twist. Remember, while we're spilling, grab your cocktails and start sipping.
Thank you for joining us for Cocktails and Conversations with the Twist. We have a special guest joining us tonight to discuss colorism in the Black community, and we're also spilling the tea on which TV personality decided to propose to his late wife's best friend on national television. So stay tuned.
We are here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversations. And most importantly, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Sippers, don't forget we still have our Bedazzled flasks for sale. Purchasing info will be listed in the description box below.
Tonight's featured cocktail is known for its refreshing taste and is said to be one of the most popular fruity cocktails to order. The Frenchie gives you a nice balance with enough sweet pineapple juice and the right amount of gin to get you loose. All drink details will be listed in the description box below. And don't forget to tag us when you try this.
Our special guest tonight knows all about how to be a flawless woman. She is the owner of Popsy Beauty. Miss Alicia Wright created her brand to make women feel young and attractive. Her first line of products are lipsticks, lip gloss, matte or gloss in a variety of shades that will complete any queen. All of Popsy Beauty's products are cruelty-free, paraben, and gluten-free. Let's give a warm welcome to Alicia Wright, CEO of Popsy Beauty.
Thank you for having me. I am Alicia Wright, CEO and founder of Popsy Beauty Cosmetics. You can follow me on Instagram at Popsy Beauty or shop all your cosmetic needs at www.popsybeautycosmetics.com.
Thank you for joining us, Alicia. I love your beauty products. What made you start this beauty line?
What made me start Popsy Beauty? I've always been into makeup ever since I was like in middle school. My mom would only let me wear eyeshadow. She wore the colored contacts and I was into that too, but she wouldn't let me wear those yet. But she would let me wear eyeshadow, so I was always into putting on eyeshadow and lip gloss. As I got older and social media came about, I used to always call myself Forever Eye Glam. So I got really into makeup and mostly just eyeshadow and lip gloss, as I said, because she wouldn't even let me wear the foundation. And as I got older, I realized that I used to spend a lot of money on MAC products, and I'm not going to say any other ones because I really only buy MAC. Like, I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it got pretty pricey, and I'm like, if I can spend money on this, then why can't I, like, start my own? So that, like, led me to start my own brand. I've always had the idea, but it weighed heavy on me when I was in grad school back in 2016. So then it's like, I had the idea, but of course I was scared. I wanted to create my own, but as I researched it, I realized, like, to have a chemist is very expensive,
Yes.
so I can't afford that at the moment. So I started off with just like researching vendors.
Yeah.
And if something happens, you know, they are liable for the products because they have their own chemist. And eventually when I can afford it, I'll have be able to purchase my own chemist and have them create the products. So.
And I heard you mention grad school. So what did you actually go to school for?
Well, I'm in the healthcare field. I got a
Okay.
master's in health services administration. I work at the hospital in human resources.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
Yeah.
When did you actually launch your products?
So like I said, I birthed the idea in 2016, but I actually launched it October 17, 2019. So it's a fairly new brand, and it's kind of hard. I'm trying to give it my all with a full-time job, but you know, I'm planning to devote more time to it this year.
Okay.
So, Alicia, one of the things that you said, and I think it's so important to do, you said, you know, it's hard because you have a full-time job. There's these people that I follow on Instagram, and it's just, they have a big social media platform, and they encourage, you know, entrepreneurs to really work on their business. So if you can dedicate a whole 40 plus hours to somebody else to build their brand, you know, it makes sense to, you know, put in the hours for you. How is it that you find time to do it? Like, do you work at night for the brand? What I know you said it's fairly new, but how is it that you're managing?
Yeah, so far I give myself, okay, because I'm trying to work out too, so it's like I can't do all this stuff in a day. So I try to at least my goal is to devote at least 2 hours Tuesday and 2 hours on Thursday to my brand, and then on the weekend it's completely to the brand. I don't like my work from work. My actual job doesn't come home with me.
Okay.
So I can devote my entire weekends to the brand. That's when I find myself like creating content for my actual page and changing stuff on my websites and thinking of, different sales and stuff to promote. So during the week, I try to max 5, but at least 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then on the weekend, all in.
All in. So what have you actually come out with? Your products? What products do you have
So
now?
I started, I feel like your face, like when it comes to makeup, your lips are the centerpiece for your face. So I started my cosmetic brand with just a lip line. So I've had classic lipsticks, I've had lip glosses, metallic and matte lipsticks. And then I just came out with some liners around Christmas time. I have 2 lip liners. So for now, it's just lips. I hope to expand in the future, but right now my focus is to be just lip products.
I actually have on Relentless Red,
Yes.
and I love it because it has like a touch of metallic on
Yes.
it. So I love it. I love
Yes,
it.
I'm wearing Relentless Red as well.
And it looks really nice on you guys.
I
Yeah.
love
Thank
red.
I love how it has a hue of orange in it.
Yeah,
so
it
that's
Yes.
different.
Oh, I didn't
so
even
yeah,
it's
know
yeah,
that.
I could tell.
Yeah,
That's nice.
love it.
And then I'm wearing the lip gloss Mint Kiss. It's very subtle.
Subtle.
It's
yeah, I
sheer.
love it.
Have
You know,
you?
that's my way.
What?
Right there. Subtle, like nude.
Yeah.
That's my thing right there.
Yeah. Have you found that it's difficult from getting support from your families and friends once you launch the business? Because I know sometimes a lot of entrepreneurs faces those challenges when they do launch off their business.
No, that has not been the case for me.
Yeah.
I have a lot of support, especially from my friends and families. And before I actually launched my lip line back in July of 2019, I did a sip and sample. So I had,
Nice.
it was really cute. I did a sip and sample, and my friends all came over. I set it up. I had like mirrors and then all the products that it was more than what I would launch, but I wanted to see what was their favorite. So I created a card, and they like, well, mark, hate it, love it, yes, So
Yeah.
that helped me to choose which products, because like most of my friends and family, they wear makeup and lipstick. So they have been a huge support. And some of my first sales, how I sold out was from friends and family.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the way to go. Don't you love that when
I
that
love it,
happens?
yes.
It just gives you a boost of like encouragement that I can do it.
Yes.
I believe in you, girl. You can do it because
Thank-
obviously it looks good on
Yeah.
them. So you guys make sure you buy some Popsy Beauty.
Right, right.
Yes.
You had, I think you said you brought some things in, right?
Yes, I actually brought goodies for you guys.
Yes.
So this is my
Thank you.
packaging. It's a cosmetic mailer.
I love
And then
that.
I put the goodies inside, and then I just seal it with a Popsy sticker.
Oh, can we see?
So this is for Shay.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you like
This is for
personalize it?
Vanessa. Yes.
Thank
And then
you.
this is for Tracy.
Branding, yes.
Okay, you want to open it now?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see.
So I try to give all of you guys a different color
I'm wearing this today.
based off your social medias and what I see you like or what you wear. Yeah.
What you think I wear? Because I don't even know what
Red. You like red.
What do you think I wear?
But you like dark colors, so I try to give you a dark color.
I
Yep.
think you know my color.
Let me see. This is so awesome and
Yes,
it's
that's
cute.
my color.
What is?
Red.
Yes.
Let me
Look,
see what
you
did you
just
get
got
for
She gave her the
Oh, and she gave you a liner with
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Oh, you gave us a liner too.
This is
Thank
too
you.
cute.
Not
Oh,
the
I love it.
makeup lover in me wants to swatch it right now.
So pecan and
Oh yeah, I
On the
have
bottom.
falling for
What is
you.
I have ginger spice.
Yes.
All right. I love
Okay,
it.
I have, this is the Relentless, right? Oh, yes, because I wanted this one.
Thank you, thank you,
and
thank you.
What color is this?
You see it on the stick?
Cabernet.
Ooh,
yes.
Cabernet,
I like that name
honey.
too.
I like this. And they smell so good.
Oh, and she also
Great
has
branding.
cards in here that has all her social media handles on there. This is really cute. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
What are you planning for the future? Like what more products are you coming
So
out
my
with?
next product I want is gonna be lashes.
Yes.
Definitely lashes, and then from lashes I'll do eyeshadow because I love eyeshadow. But I feel like I should do lashes next because it's very popular and it's in,
Yeah.
and a girl feels complete with lip gloss and lashes. So
Yes,
I'll definitely do
very
lashes
true.
next.
Yeah.
Very true.
Prep actually has a lash line,
Yeah.
right?
And then I'm looking for somebody to buy lashes from. You see, that's why I say nothing is ever too saturated.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's not. Because I'm like
And
calling
you go on
around.
CVS and it's every makeup
Yeah, just like the
brand,
bread aisle, the
Yeah.
milk aisle. How much milk? Eggs.
and people buy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't go out of stock. It's there.
Right.
Yeah. And come 2020, our new motto for Cocktails and Conversation is more collaboration versus competition.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially with black
Collaboration
businesses.
over competition.
And this is Black History Month.
Yes.
So, you know.
So get this line.
Yes.
All right.
Colorism in the Black community has been an epidemic in our community for past generations up until today. The discrimination against our own in the community based on skin tone, some may argue that it's preference, while some may say it's self-hate. What are your thoughts or personal experiences when it comes to colorism?
Okay, so my personal experience with colorism, I'm going to relate to hair, natural hair. I went to a predominantly white institution, Florida State University, and a lot of the black girls there that I met, of course they would wear their extensions and stuff, but when they would take it out, their hair was natural. They would do twist outs and all of that kind of stuff. But I just felt like sometimes, to me, it looked so nappy. So I had permed hair. I had a flat wrap in high school. Like, that's all I used to wear. Like, perm me, please. Flat wrap me. I used to get color and everything. So I was used to having straight hair.
Right.
My hair was fairly long, too. But when I got to school, I wore braids and then I wore weaves. But people would wear their natural hair. And I just used to be like, my best friend, I remember she said, I want to go natural. Like, people's hair look so cute. Some people's hair look really cute and moist. But then there was a lot of people, to me, like I said, I would call it nappy. Yeah. So I was like, I would never go natural. Like, that does not look good. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? It looked nappy, but that's just the texture of their hair. Like, why is it nappy? My hair would probably look like that too if it wasn't permed. So eventually, when I went to grad school, I was like, you know, I was tired of perming my hair. I was like, I'm gonna try this natural thing. And I went natural. I couldn't believe it. But I went natural, and then I love my hair. But still, sometimes I feel like, okay, I need to put something on it because I feel like, oh, this doesn't look good. It looked too nappy or, you know, like too black. And, you know, I work with a lot of Caucasian people. So I don't want it, you know, to look like that black girl. But I've came to terms that, you know, regardless, they come to work with their hair, whether they wash it or not. And that's them. So why do I have to feel like I need to straighten my hair for it to look nice, or only wear my natural hair when it's blown out? So I've embraced that. So I feel like that's something that I've came to terms with, because nobody would have ever thought that I would have went natural, because I always thought that was just like
Was
not
it.
the look. Yeah. And then I know, like, back in the day for fraternities and sororities, they used to do like a pencil test through your hair. Or I've read this.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so like if your hair could uphold a pencil, then you could get in. But if your hair couldn't, like if your hair broke the pencil, then you wouldn't. And then I know they did like brown paper bag tests and stuff like that.
And what is
so
that?
like, yeah, well, this is stuff I've read. I'm in a sorority, but obviously it hasn't come to this day, like this back in the day. But if your skin was lighter than the paper bag, you can go in the sorority. If it was darker than the brown paper bag, then you couldn't be in it. Like, that happened in the back in the day. Like, if you read, studies have shown that. I actually saw a TED Talk on that too when this girl was talking about it. So I know that it was real. But thank God, you know, that's not where we are now today.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a sorority, I'm in AKA, and
What is it? Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl, I want them coming after me.
Listen, can I tell you a story about that? I had no idea. I went to FAU. I didn't go out for school, and I wish I would have, but my mom just really didn't want me to. And I remember going to a step show and not realizing that when you do the little saying,
yes.
that it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
And they turned around, they looked at me like they wanted to fight me.
Yeah, some people don't know, but I mean, it is a secrecy for the sorority or the fraternity or whatever it is, for only the members to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I had no idea the severity of it. Well, my thoughts and my personal experience when it comes to colorism, I am going to go in the direction of women bleaching their skin. I hear a lot of times when people say, this person, if they bleach their skin, they're not, in a way they hate themselves, they hate that they're black. I don't personally see it that way. I have seen many women who have bleached their skin to tone up their face because a lot of us, African American women, we have all these different shades of black. So we do it, well, I've done it too. We do it because, there are so many different shades and we want that one even tone. And I've also seen where women have bleached to get a glow. I don't know if you guys have ever used a bleaching cream before or a bleaching soap. I have done that. And you just get this glow about you. Let me give you an example. You ever had a hairdo in your head so long, when you first get your hair done, your face seems to just pop, like it brightens up. It's
when
just
you arch your eyebrows.
you arch your eye, there you go. So you look like a different person, but when that hair been in that hair for a long, it just comes and it makes you look so different. So I look at it in that sense, and I get so much, I've heard so much feedback from people saying that, when women use bleaching creams, they hate themselves and it's self-hate. And I really don't think it's that deep, you guys. You think so? What? Let's hold on. Let me give an example. I have a area in my face. I don't know if it's the right or the left. On my cheek part, and I've gotten facial peels. I've gotten so much things done, and when I get a peel, it will even up, it'll tone up. But as soon as I say a few months or even a year, if I don't do my peels consistently, and peels are heavy on the skin, I don't know if you guys, so I can't get those done all the time. And sometimes I have to put a bleaching cream on there so I can make sure I lighten up. It's not that I hate myself, I love myself.
That's by treatment.
But do you use sunscreen on a daily?
I do. Now, after I started getting
Okay.
like it's been, let's say, 4 years, I started the journey with getting peels.
Okay.
And ever since I got a peel, the esthetician who actually assisted me when she did my peel, she's the one that told me, no, you need to wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, black girls, we need to wear sunscreen too.
All the time. I don't, well, a part of me does feel like self-hate, but another part of me is like miseducation. Because I remember when I was coming out of high school, I think like when I was in high school and stuff, like middle school, I used to be outside more. So I was a lot tan, a lot darker. And then one day I went to a party, like a birthday dinner, and I took a picture outside. It was nighttime with the flash on. And then I looked at the picture and literally, so this is like years later, I seen like the discoloration from my face and my my whole body. Like my whole body like was lighter than my face. So then I'm like, oh no, I need to do something about that. But sitting around with my older cousin and my sister, they told me, oh, use this cream. It was called Peona. And not being educated.
Fiona.
Yeah.
Fiona, burn you up.
For real. So not being educated about this is a bleaching cream and how it could damage your skin. And so I used it, but then somebody got cancer. I don't know if it was more than one person, and they discontinued it off the market. And then I started to look, yes, and that's why, and if you see it, they're selling it at a store, it's not the real Peona because they took that off the market because people were getting cancer. So luckily that didn't happen to me. So then I started researching things like, because I wanted to have an even skin tone. Like it was really bad. If I'm gonna try to find a picture so we can insert it. Seriously. No, I'm so serious. It was, I didn't even know how bad it was because you knew me for a long time, so I was always dark in complexion. But as time went on, like my I don't know, I look like two different people. If I touch my face, you would think it was a different person. So I started looking into vitamin C, hyaluronic acid. Like I use so many things to keep that brightness and to get rid of hyperpigmentation because I'll get burned right here. Especially I do laser, and that's another thing. My skin is so sensitive. When I do the laser, after I do my laser treatment, the darkness will come out. Again, like it'll burn my skin. So it's so much. So I just feel like it's miseducation about taking care of your skin. There's other proper ways of brightening up your skin. It would take a lot longer. That's the thing. The bleaching cream worked instantly. A week, you're going to look like, I don't know, somebody else. Yeah. So that's the thing, it's instant. But with the vitamin C, it's going to take some time, and like the hyaluronic acid is going to take some time to remove the mark. But it's like a month compared to a week, but it's healthier. The self-hate, because I have seen people and heard people like say like red is better. If you're a lighter skin tone, they value you more. So that's the thing. And then people will start bleaching their skin because they feel like that. Because I remember my cousin, her sister was cracking on her one day. She was like, your feet so black or something. She went to go bleach her feet with actual bleach, but she was so young she didn't. So you see what I'm saying? So that that probably influenced like maybe I am too black.
Or when people say you're beautiful for a black
girl.
Yeah, so it's just like,
why
what
can I
yeah.
be beautiful in spite of being black?
Black.
Like, I'm
Right.
beautiful not because I'm black, but I'm beautiful because I'm
just
beautiful.
And I get this a lot. We're like, oh, because I like darker skinned men. And like, my family will be like, oh, your kids, they're not going to have good color. What is good color?
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that. And I will probably intentionally make sure my husband is black, like real dark.
I like dark skin.
Me too.
Yeah.
The blacker the barrier, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
There was this guy I liked, and he was white.
this girl.
He was white.
Okay.
And at that time, I really liked him. And I really liked him. But for some reason, whenever I date a guy and I really like them, I always picture my kids. Do y'all do that?
I think
Like-
all women do it. All
Okay.
women. If they say
Yes.
they don't, they lie.
The
Every
thing
woman
about
does
it
it.
is,
Yeah.
I
God, don't
could
let
not
them-
picture our kids because that meant the kids would have been, I'm light skinned. And so
Right.
if I marry a white man and have mixed kids, my kids, I just can't picture myself with light skinned children for some reason. You see my son.
Yes. Very beautiful.
I
Well,
love my son's
handsome.
color. And I'm always like, oh, hey, my chocolate baby, and this and that to him. And my mom is like, why you call him chocolate? He's not chocolate. And I said, because I like to call him chocolate. What's wrong with chocolate? You know, I call him chocolate because he's brown skinned.
Yes.
And, you know, I have 6 nieces, and I call them chocolate too because they're darker skinned as well. And my sister is like, they're not dark skinned, they're caramel complexion. And I just feel like, why we gotta go so, why we gotta
Why you
have
gotta be
why you
so
gotta make
deep?
it-
butter
Yes.
pecan, caramel, chocolate.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
brown
lie.
skin, you're brown skin,
Yeah.
you know? And by saying, like, by correcting me, because I'm calling them chocolate, correcting me, trying to make them say there's something other than what they're not,
Right.
that to them will make them feel like something is wrong with,
Yeah.
Right.
What you
color.
saying? Them
with their
calling
skin
them
color.
chocolate.
So for me, I feel like I've seen colorism on both different, all kinds of ways,
Right.
basically, because growing up, I have an older sister she's dark skin toned, and just, you know, going to school, to elementary school, hearing people like, you know, why is your sister so dark and why y'all
Yes.
so like kids, but that's kids.
Kids
So
will
I
mean.
expect that as kids, but when you get older, I do see that a lot of darker skinned women, I do meet a lot of women who are kind of insecure. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's a problem for me
Yes.
because I don't want another woman to feel like they're less than or less beautiful just because their skin tone is dark. I remember one year I was talking to one of my nieces, and I was like, I can't wait till you go to prom. You should wear this red dress. And I was showing her this beautiful red dress, and I was like, you can put on some red lipstick. And she was like, no, Auntie, I can't wear that. I'm too dark to wear that. And that hurt me. And I told her, I was like, don't you know red was made for your skin
Yes.
tone? Like, if anybody should be wearing red, it should be a darker skin tone woman, because I feel like it just,
Yes.
you know, it just does something.
It
Right.
And
compliments.
so I just feel like it's very sad, you know, and I've experienced it with, like, you know, a white person, because I'm lighter skinned, like, oh, you're the perfect black girl for a white man, or,
Oh,
you know,
God.
yeah, because sometimes people feel like they can come up to you and say
anything.
different little things. And so I just think it's very sad, especially in this day and age. But I feel like people are being more aware now, especially when it comes to natural hair
Yes.
and things like that. Like, I feel like at a point where we just embracing who we are. And I
Yes.
think that's a good thing.
I think it's what she said, like the lack of education. Like I thought perm hair was good, but I didn't know like all the chemicals you're putting in your hair
Yes.
and what it can do to you, you know? So I think it's the lack of education that makes us like discriminate against our own kind or our own type of hair and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people, I don't know why, well, of course, I feel like it started in slavery times where
Willie Lynch.
yeah,
did, yeah.
because even in our own community, they treat lighter skinned people better than the dark skinned people. A girl could have the same facial features. They put that on Twitter.
I
Ari
saw
Fletcher versus this girl, I think she does makeup or whatever, but it had the same facial features. But the fact that Ari was very light, they called the other girl ugly. And then somebody put their pictures together. They was like, why would y'all praise this one, but down this one says she's ugly, her facial features are too strong because she's darker skin tone. And they think that's ugly. That's what I have a problem with. And if you're not, like, I guess have high self-esteem or have somebody affirming some things in your life, like how you do your son, they'll end up probably trying to bleach their skin to fit into what society calls beautiful. So in like in the Jamaican culture, a lot of them, or you go to bleach because they feel like when they're lighter skin tone, that's superior. So that's why I say
They be looking like a mess.
Yes.
They
can get the cancer
it
because
looks borderline scary.
It does. You could tell when someone bleaches their skin, they have a gray undertone.
Yes.
It really looked like uncooked meat. Like, no, it's disgusting.
And that glow is not there.
No, it's not.
The glow is, I know what you're the glow is not there.
The glow is not
it's very like a dead look, a gray, dead,
and the
no
knuckles be
undertone.
so black, and the toes be
And
black.
I don't.
Yeah,
There
the
was
toe-
this girl I saw one time, and I was at the Family Dollar getting some household supplies, and she was in line. And when I tell you, she had used, sometimes you could bleach your skin too to a point that it's pink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I've
it's
seen
like
pink,
it's irritated or something. And her hands were so dark compared to her face. And I just hate that. Like,
Yeah.
why would you just only bleach your face, you know? But anyway, I just felt like I don't like that gray look, you know? And even when you try to blend makeup with it, then you can't find your right skin tone because
it's a created tone.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But yeah, it's sad.
How do we move forward? What do you guys think? Like in the community, the black community, when it comes to colorism?
Just like what you go ahead. You
I
can
was
go.
gonna say, like how she said, her child is young, her nieces are young.
Yeah,
Starting from young, like to let them know, regardless of their skin tone compared to the next person's, that is still beautiful.
And I think also, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said, Prim. It's important to educate. I have, like I said, I'll use the bleaching cream on my dark spots. And it's not because I don't know, because when I started with the esthetician, she told me, okay, you can put this oil. And what I started to do was put in more, I have a treatment for my face, a daily treatment, a morning treatment, and I have a treatment at night. So, you know, when I'm consistent on those things, it works. When I'm not consistent, it doesn't work. Right. And I try to do the shortcut, which is taking a little bleaching cream and putting the dab it right there. And it works for me, you understand? But it is, fortunately, I haven't crossed that path, and I hope to God I won't, where these products are eventually affecting me, but it really does have a harsh effect on, potential harsh effect on the skin. So.
Well, when also another thing, when you talk about colorism, you know, we should also consider privilege, because certain people feel that lighter skinned people have different privileges than darker skinned people. I remember one time reading a post on Facebook. I don't recall exactly what the post was about because I started just reading the comments. And it's like a lot of the darker skinned women were bashing, you know, some of the lighter skinned women that spoke up on the subject, saying, you know, believing that they don't have grounds to speak about whatever the subject was because they're lighter skinned. And I feel like when that's real low. When we get to a point where we're saying that a light skinned person can't talk on this and or whatever, that's kind of low. And how can we expect a change for other people to respect us as black women or men when we're segregating ourselves?
Yeah.
I wish I knew what the topic was.
I wish I knew what the topic was too.
I cannot
because
remember.
What I will say is,
I think, let me tell you what the topic was. It was Amanda Seals,
Yes.
the girl on the reel. Okay, she was
which one is that?
She's very
the
controversial.
new girl on the reel.
She does.
There's a new girl.
Yeah, she does
girl.
radio, and that's her personality. So I'm so shocked they even put her. But I think that's
Ooh, I
good.
gotta
She
go
was
check that
talking
out.
about, she did a live and she was telling black women how we need to support black men and we need to uplift black men. We need to be patient with black men.
Yeah.
And then a lot of black women just came attacking her saying, you light skinned, sis, you don't have to worry about this because black men want y'all and they want white women. Why we gotta protect a black man when they don't want us anyway? And then some other light skinned women came saying,
That's that hurt. They're speaking
But
from
you
Yeah,
know what?
her
I was just gonna say that I'm not taking up for dark skinned women. I am a dark skinned woman. It's easier said than done. Maybe you haven't experienced what I have experienced, so you're not gonna know where I'm coming from. And I think that's where that comment came from. They're saying to her, is it right? No. Is it right? No. But she's truly not going to understand where these darker skinned women are coming from because she doesn't face the challenges they face. And honey, there's this misconception that light-skinned girls ain't ugly. Honey, I know a lot of ugly light-skinned girls. Not putting down light-skinned women. I don't want it to be like that, but I'm just explaining like a light-skinned woman probably do not face the challenges that a dark-skinned woman faces. Just like,
but that's the thing. That's what dark-skinned women assume. That's the thing. Like you say, a light-skinned woman can't understand what a dark-skinned woman goes through. And a dark-skinned woman, it's vice versa. You can say the same thing.
Yeah.
People assume we don't, that light-skinned women don't.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
You may face the challenges, but not to the capacity or the experience that I may go through. You may face the challenges from another race, from a white woman, and you say, okay, I'm black, I face the same challenges because we're black women. But you're probably not going to face the challenges of a black man saying, oh yeah, I only date light-skinned girls. You understand what you're not going to know what that feels like because you're not a dark-skinned girl.
And this is what I want to tell. That's what I'm saying. This is what I always say because, for example, I have a rule. And I don't usually date guys who've dated white women because to me,
How do you ask?
I just ask, do you date white girls? Because I feel like to me, that's a whole level of self-hate that I don't want to deal with. I don't want that in my relationship. But you can also say that to black men who only choose to date light-skinned girls or mixed girls or whatever. Why are you solely choosing to date those type of women? There's something psychological behind it. So even if I just so happen to be light-skinned and I meet this guy and it's like he only dates light-skinned girls, because you know how you can meet a guy and then be like, oh, I got me a red bone, I got me da-da-da-da-da. I don't date guys with that mentality because that's self-hate and that's an underlying issue that you need to work out. Why is it that you feel that a light-skinned person is this versus, you know what I'm saying? Why can't black women just be beautiful and you just date black women?
But you remember it was something going on social media with Kodak Black, and then everybody it was like one side was against him and one side was with him, and the people who were with him were saying, oh, it's his preference. Why are y'all getting mad at his preference when he says, I don't date dark-skinned girls, I date only red girls. But he said it in a more derogatory way. But like you said,
I heard Chad Ochocinco say that too when he had his reality show. And Wendy Williams asked him about it, and he was like, that's just my preference. But to me, that is self-hate. That's psychological.
Your mama
if
black.
you get in a relationship with somebody like that, you're going to have issues with that person because that person may appear to have it all, but deep down inside, they dealing with some insecurities.
Your preference is your preference. What you choose to date is fine.
Yes.
When you have to minimize one racial culture over the next because of what that's when it becomes a problem.
I agree.
So let me say this funny thing. So Chad Ochocinco, y'all already know the whole thing that was going on with OG and OG saying to Evelyn, I don't know if y'all watch it.
I heard about that.
He want me or something?
Yeah, he want me, whatever. So y'all know Chad Ochocinco is the petty of petty, right?
Okay.
So he goes on social media and he puts like heart faces and put in quotation, oh yeah, he wants me, and pretty much is saying like, yeah, I am digging her. I want her, right?
Okay.
So everybody in the comments like, listen, everybody in the comments like, oh yeah, I go check on Evelyn. Something go, oh, she dead out here, right?
I
But
remember that.
you know, one black girl, she said something, and when I mean I was dying, you guys, she said, "Oh, now that you all washed up, you ain't got no career. Now you wanna now you wanna date a black woman to support you. Now you go run back to these Spanish and white women because we don't want you in our culture no more." So it was funny because they were saying that Chad. I don't personally know of Chad dating because all his kids are dark skinned, but they said Chad only dated when he made it. When he made a career for himself, when he was Chad Ochocinco, he only dated predominantly white and Spanish women.
Yes, because I did see an interview with Wendy Williams, and he said that's his preference.
That wasn't your preference before you got that money.
Now that it's about gone.
Now you trying to come back? Stay over there, bro.
Or maybe he changed and he found like what the way I was thinking was.
He could have changed. He could have changed like Lamar Odom, but still, you like
A black woman that changed his
Lamar
life.
Odom he washed up too, but
But see, why is it always the black woman have to clean the man up?
Right.
Child, that's another story.
We gotta clean the man up, then they make it, then they leave us, then they go broke and become a crackhead, then we gotta clean them back. We gotta clean them back up. Not a crackhead.
That's true.
Then we gotta clean them back up.
They put too much on us.
yeah, they do.
It's too much. It's a lot.
So we can pretty much conclude what, ladies, about this colorism.
Stop it.
That it's real and that we're all equal, no matter our size, our color, our hair texture, and we're all beautiful.
Yes, embrace your beauty.
Embrace
your beauty.
Yes.
It's really a dog-eat-dog world. As clips surface for an upcoming episode of the Dr. Oz Show featuring Dwayne Hunter from the hit television show Dog the Bounty Hunter. He was heard saying, "Will you marry me?" to his late wife's maid of honor and family friend, Moon Angel. Dog's children are all upset with him since this clip has surfaced in the media. Dwayne also stated after losing his wife, Beth Chapman, to cancer, he became suicidal, and his new girlfriend, Moon Angel, has helped him tremendously. Ladies, is he wrong for finding happiness?
Well, you know what? Before I even start this, let me just put a disclaimer out there. If you my friend and I die, honey, you better not date my husband because I'm going to haunt you. All right? So I'm just letting y'all know right now. Anybody. You know, this topic is very touchy because I am all for love. If anybody knows me, Tracy loves love, right? I love when Black people are in love.
Yes.
I just love love in general. My only problem is there are so many people in this world. You had to choose my maid of honor who walked in my wedding to be with. I think that's very disrespectful. And for women, we had this topic before, which was the unspoken girl code. As a woman, how do you feel to be sleeping? Or, well, let's say, we don't know if they're having sex, right?
They're
Child.
having.
They
They about to get married.
Right.
Oh, they having sex? How about if they waiting for marriage?
I doubt it.
No.
You know, found his little happiness. I wonder how.
So here it is. Out of all women that's in this world, now you've had a television, you have a platform. There's so much of women in this world, grocery stores, parks. You chose to be with somebody.
For them nowadays.
Right, you can pay, go to the back page, Lord, come on. You can do all this stuff, but you chose to be with somebody that sat so close to me. And women, like, come on, we gotta do better. This is disgusting. I feel like slapping her.
Yeah, I honestly feel like he could have found happiness elsewhere. Like you said, I understand them. Like they may have grieved together because they
Of course.
both lost somebody that they loved. But no, he could have found happiness elsewhere, for sure.
You don't think in the back of your mind, like, did you always thought he was cute or attractive?
Yeah.
Right?
Did you guys maybe walk by the kitchen, touch hands? I don't know. Like,
It make you think.
yeah.
Just leave their hand down to the bottom.
Right.
Like, yeah, something
And
else was going.
How they all know each other is because what is her name? Moon. she dated his brother
sound
or
like a
the late wife's brother.
Okay.
So now all the family mad because
So she was the auntie
yes.
slash the stepmama.
Yes. And then the kids had to find out that he proposed to her on national television.
You know, technically they said it wasn't really an official proposal. Allegedly,
Yeah.
this is what they're saying.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly, they're saying that it wasn't an official proposal. It was on television. It was televised, but it's not an official proposal. And he would never, 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 never have any woman replace his wife. But you're putting it out there, so.
You went on a whole TV show.
So was it a real proposal or no?
This-
They're not
it was
engaged?
They said they're not engaged and they're not getting married. This is what he said.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that they're still together, though.
Oh, they are together?
Yeah,
They
they
are
are.
together.
So what's the difference?
Because they're not married.
You together.
They said they're not putting a title on what they're doing. They're not putting an official title on what they're doing. They don't plan on getting married, but they do plan on being together because, you know, they're consoling each other during this hard time.
He was suicidal, y'all.
Well, God,
But there's a lot of women, like,
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are other coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
than to date.
I just feel like they always had a thing, or maybe she had her eye on him. Maybe it went
How did
sour
the
with the
lady
brother.
die?
Cancer.
Yeah,
Cancer.
cancer.
And she was fighting
Yeah.
cancer for a while.
she was fighting cancer for a lot.
And didn't he make a
while.
promise to her that he would?
Well,
Was that not
supposedly
real? Or that was just-
the alleged promise he said that he had with his wife is that for him not to grieve too much and him to find that happiness via. So Moon was supposed to provide happiness, but by all means, I don't think she thought that type of happiness. No, I don't think so. As much as they're trying to revert this back into something else and channel these different mechanisms that, oh no, this is what the wife wants. I don't think any wife or even a girlfriend, would you want your best friend to date
My spouse?
your spouse if you were to
No.
pass away?
No.
How about
I
you?
think it's too close
Me and
for
my best friend
comfort.
don't even like the same kind of people. Thank you, Jesus.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I don't think any woman out of their right
I
mind
feel
would
like
want
you.
that.
I would hunt them forever.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I won't even feel right because it's those boundaries, like that girl code. I look at him like a brother or a best friend too. So it's just like weird for me to even cross that line.
I'm gonna say this. I have this. As I said to you ladies before, I am in love with love. So I do not see a problem with. Okay, let me give you an example. Alicia, let's say I hooked you up with one of my friends, right? And it didn't work out. You didn't like him. You didn't care for him. He might be a great guy, but you just didn't like him. So I might turn around and say, okay, well, hey, Prim, listen, I was trying. No, I'm gonna be honest because I've done it before, and I had one of my girlfriends was like, oh, that's not right. Why it's not right? I'm
Well,
gonna
you
give you
didn't
the
like
whole.
him.
You didn't
Yeah.
like him. So what I did was I was like, okay, hey, Prim, listen, I tried to hook. What do you think about SOS? And you know, I originally hooked him up with Alicia. She didn't like him. I don't know why they didn't hit it off. He's a great guy. You know, do you mind dating him? I think just letting the person know the full story
And letting them decide.
and letting them
Yes.
decide is one thing, but just because Alicia dated him, that doesn't mean that you can't date him. I hate when women say it.
But it depends
But
on
are we
how
friends?
serious.
Yes. No, y'all not friends.
Or
like,
how serious
oh,
it
hold on.
was.
Y'all my friend, but y'all
But we
really
not
not friends.
friends.
Oh,
yeah.
share a mutual friend.
We share mutual
But
friends.
it's depending, like how
Serious.
serious did it get? If they do
funny
the
though.
But if they're in the same circle, I wouldn't.
They're not in the same. They're not in the same circle. We're the only
They're
mutual friend.
both of your friends.
That's it.
Okay.
but if they had sex, I wouldn't do it.
No.
Okay, so then I
Yeah.
feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right.
any
like
girl
him.
should understand because you didn't want him, but now you want him because somebody
It's
else.
got him.
Cause and then he making her look. Yeah, that's the
Girl,
thing.
just do like this because we already know that, right? The girls never want the man, right?
To somebody else.
Till they have. But no, it's honestly, Dog. What's his name? Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Oh, well, Dog fit him right. He's completely he's completely wrong for that.
I agree.
We would love to keep the tea spilling, but unfortunately we are running out of time. But you can keep this conversation going by leaving your comments below and on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversations.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you Wednesday night for Cocktails and Conversations with the Twist.
Good night.